So as America, are you concerned about the rising communism or the CCP's infiltration in this country?
Well, yes. I mean, there's been a lot of propaganda and a lot of sort of forced narratives, I think, on the American people. And what I love about what you all are doing here is it takes courage. It takes courage to take a stand. It takes courage to take a stand for freedom, for your faith, for all of these things. And if you look at the United States of America, we were founded on courage. You know, taking a stand, making a declaration. Our Declaration of Independence here in the United States is so critical. And it's such a beautiful document because it gives us a framework in America on what we see as freedom and what we see as being independent. And we have a beautiful constitution as well that was written, well thought out by these courageous men early on in American history. And I think it's really important that we have that framework and we keep that standard. And you and I were talking a little bit ago about the standard of how this country came from God and how our freedom comes from God and how important faith is. And really the word faith also is another word for courage, right? How do we stand into our faith or our courage so that we can be powerful? So what I've seen over the last maybe 5 to 10 years in my personal experience here in the United States is what seems like a communist infiltration in our education systems, in our monetary systems, in our corporations, in social media especially. And like I mentioned before, it's a forced narrative and it's causing a lot of friction in the United States. And I think part of a communist or a disruptive agenda is to cause friction. You know, use things like critical race theory or all kinds of other movements to cause friction and chaos within our culture.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing your observation as someone who was born and grew up in this country. And I can share with you as someone who actually, I wasn't born in this country. So, and I lived in communist China. I came here, I was looking up to America as, you know, the symbol of freedom. But today I'm feeling America is becoming like the country that I fled. And just like you mentioned, the CCP has pretty much owned some of the most valuable American assets. And, you know, and we talk about, you know, U.S. Constitution is the foundationing, you know, rock for this country. But again, like we just spoke about, like your founding father, John Adams said, you know, our Constitution is only made for the religious and moral people. It is inadequate of any government of whatsoever. So this is happening right now, that you have a constitution and you have the court system, you have the justice system, but the CCP is here. Why? Because the Americans, you know, law firms, American law practitioners, they have lost their conscience. They have been bought out and influenced by the CCP's money.